My name is Jay. I am 20 years old.
My name is Emmanuel Medina. I am a program coordinator for Project Vision.
My name is Faith Hong. I am 23 years old. I am Korean American.
Nancy Chen, and I'm 18 years old and I'm Chinese.
I'm Leslie. I'm a junior at Jones.
My name is Daisy Sorella. I'm 16 years old and I'm Asian.
At most $300, but usually below that.
Maybe close to 250.
I paid about $120 for it.
$300?
I'd say 120 the most, no more than that.
It's like 120.
When I heard these terms, usually some sort of workshop or factory where people are getting paid in a very low wage.
I would describe it as probably a factory or a manufacturing company that uses children and takes advantage of their, productivity.
Overworked and underpaid. I think of young children. I think about like unaccounted for deaths.
Children as well as adults being put into forced labor.
I think it's when they make small children or minors work in a factory and they get very low wages.
From my knowledge, they don't get paid too much, but that's my assumption. Because I have relatives who also work at one of those sweatshop or factory. But they complain to me that they don't get paid too much and their work condition is not that good as well.
$100 to $200 American.
So I'm actually not like completely sure, but I remember in a class we talked about like coffee and like coffee bean farmers, and we were comparing them to like sweatshop workers, and they were saying that in comparison they kind of make the same amount, which is about $1 a week.
Probably 50 cents to $1 a week.
$7 less than that. Slightly over. No more than 50, definitely.
Lower than minimum wage, so maybe like $5 or maybe less dollars an hour.
I don't know the exact amount, but I assume it's gonna be a lot of hours. Like maybe more than 12.
I've heard between 10 and 12 hours.
Like more than 12.
Maybe more than average in America, so 20 hours?
Maybe between 12 to 14 hours.
More than a school day hour, maybe 8 to 9 hours shifts, if not 12.
Most often, people would wear their clothing without being conscious of its origin. Behind a $20 shirt or a pair of $100 shoes is a sweatshop worker being paid as little as 55 cents to $1 per hour. They are forced to work in poor and dangerous conditions while trying to make a living with the small amount of money they receive. Throughout history, there have always been workplaces with dangerous and poor conditions. And there has always been people who work in such places trying to make a living with the small amount of money they receive. Soon, the term sweatshop was coined and is used to describe these dangerous and unreasonable workplaces.
Sweatshops is a term that is used to describe a workplace with poor and harmful working conditions. Those who work in sweatshops are faced with low wages, long working hours, with constant physical and verbal abuse. The U.S. Department of Labor defines a factory to be a sweatshop if it violates 2 or more labor laws such as Fair Labor Standards Act, Family and Medical Leave Act, and Davis-Bacon Act.
Sweatshops are present all around the world and extremely prevalent in China. According to the article, sweatshops in China, more than 482 million people in China live with less than $2 a day, and there are over 150 million internal migrant workers who have to endure poor working conditions and severe health risk. In 2009, China was the biggest clothing exporter, producing 34% of the world's clothes export. And in that same year alone, there's over 1 million that suffered industrial injuries and 20,000 of which suffered from occupational disease.
My name is Jian Zhang. I work in a Pegatron Apple factories in Shanghai. We will start in the factories at 7:30 and then we will spend 12 hours inside of the factories. But actually we only do 10 and a half hours work because the break time is deducted. You get bored because you're just repeatedly doing the same thing. The amounts that I get is 3,100 yuan. I think that's around $450. It's per month, but it's included the base salary plus the overtime wage.
So what can you do to help? One of the things that you could do is go on waronwant.org/sweatshops-China and donate in order to help and fight for factory workers' rights. Another thing that you could do is go on change.org and join the Stand Against Sweatshop petition and sign your name in order to stand up against bigger companies and promote safe regulations, reasonable wages, and humane working conditions for sweatshop workers. Also, you can make posters or spread our Stand Against Sweatshop poster to spread the awareness of sweatshops and in order to fight for better working conditions for sweatshop workers. Beyond that, you can make smarter choices by purchasing fair trade products. This provides higher wages and ensures that social and environmental standards of workers in developing countries are improved.